2 or 3 or 5 pages. It depends on how long is your research. Okay, so it is a matrix, okay, that all your project's goal, activities, and the anticipated results are seen. And then they will be looking at your project summary. The project summary is actually from the World Summary already. It is already the short, presentation of all the projects that you're going to do. It is the summary of your project. It is an overview. All the intellectual merits and the broader impacts of the project are stated in your project summary. Okay. And then, of course, when the reviewers or the evaluators wanted to see, okay, let's see. Can we see your work plan? Can we see your Gantt chart? What are these? These are actually the outline of your project planning. Okay. These are the list of your steps by steps, things that you're going to do. Your goals are as per goal and the team member who will be involved in the project. Okay, so from these three, of course, another requirement is the budgetary requirement. What are these? Of course, the evaluator and the reviewers say, okay, how much? Okay, they will be asking you, how much is the cost of the project? And we wanted to see where does this budget goes. So it displays the information about the project expenses and what are the reasons for the expenses and the signature, okay, of the who of this project. Who are the team members who will use this project's expenses? Okay, and of course, we will see also the project briefer. When you say the project brief, this is a short description, or you could see the key elements of your project, and it also communicates the project objectives. Okay, so we're going to talk all about these. These are all needed in your project proposal before they will fund your research proposal. Okay, let's start. How to do the logical framework. Okay, so preparing the logical framework. What do you mean by logical framework, or simply call it the log frame? So this is a planning tool. That means it consists of the matrix, sorry for that, which provides an overview of the project's goal, activities, sorry, and anticipated results. Excuse me. I will take water first. Sorry for that. Okay, so this also provides a structure and helps specify the components of the project. It also includes activities and things that you're going to do relating to each other. So in a research, you have, if it's a project, then it is made up of different studies, and the different studies have different objectives. And how are you going to get on the different objectives? Of course, you have the structures and you have the components of the project. Okay, I'll give you a little example a little bit later. Okay, so it's just a repetition. Okay, so this is the matrix. You have the goal, you have the purpose, you have the outputs. Okay, so starting from the top and using the information, okay, you got the objective tree, and then of course you have the objective of the project, and then the outcome is the purpose, and then the output will be the intervention strategy. Okay, I'll give you an example later on. Of course, in doing your objective, I don't have to reiterate because you know this already. Okay, in forming your objective, you have to follow the SMART. Okay, S means specific. Okay, or the title must be specific. The objective must be specific. The objective must be measurable. Okay, and it is attainable. It is realistic. It is time bound. Okay, so you have to remember these and doing your objectives. Okay, and then the log frames also has these parts. Okay, it got the purpose and the goal. So why the project is carried out? So you have to state your purpose, You have to state your objective, or you have to write down your goals. That is the logical framework is answering the 4 W's and 1 H. So W's are the whys, the whats, which, where, and when. Okay. So the expected output next will be the what. Okay. What is the project supposed to produce? Okay. And your activities. How does the project is going to achieve the outputs, the expected outputs? And the assumption. When you say assumption, okay, I could get my outcome if. So these are the external factors which are really crucial for the success of the project. I could do that if there will be no cyclones. We could finish the objective if there are water in the farm. You see, if the laboratory equipments that we requested will be coming on time. That's why we could deliver that on time. So these are the assumptions. Indicators. So how the success of the project can be measured. So what are the things that you're going to observe? These are the indicators. Okay, if you wanted to have a project that got a very good impact to the livelihood of farmers, then what are the success indicators? Okay, so it could either be the time spent of the project. It could either be the increase of their income. It could either be the materials that they have bought after they have already the economic upliftment out of the project that you have given to them. Okay, and then of course you have also the means of verification. Okay, where does the data can be found? Of course, you have to do a lot of records. Okay, the farmers must have also their own records so that anytime that you wanted to get the data, you could just take it from them. Okay, they must have a record of their production. Okay, so these are the things that you're going to have on the logical framework. Okay, okay, this is an example. This is an example of a logical framework. Okay, you got the title there. Okay, so the project title, I will be making my project as an example. This is a very simple one, not because this is a socio-ecological or economic project that have a very good impact during this time of pandemics, especially for women that are staying in the backyard houses. So the title of the project is Transforming Backyard Chicken Production into a Viable Enterprise. Of course, you have to put there who are the proponent. Of course, your name will be your proponent. I put there my organization, that is the Tarlac Agricultural University, and the proponents there. Okay, the proponents are the ones who will be doing the project. Of course, you have to put your qualification later on, okay, in your names, and it answers the who. Okay, then you could put there, indicate in there who will be the project leader, and the rest of the people here will be the study leaders. Yeah, because if you got a good project, it must have also a good studies, okay, in order to have a research project. But if you have wanted to have a big program, okay, just like, for example, you wanted to have this as a big program in a different areas in Indonesia, it is made up of different projects, and then different projects into different studies. Okay, so you have to include who will be working on it. So this who, and the budgetary estimate. This is 5 million pesos. I don't know in rupiah. So this is the budget requested. Okay, then who prepared most of it, the logical framework? So I did it because I am the project leader. So you have to put there prepared by. Okay, so this is the narrative summary of the logical framework. I told you earlier that you need to have the goal. So this is actually the general objective. Okay, but in the logical framework, they are asking the goal, but actually this is the general objective. Then this is the project targets. And we called it the OVI, or the objectively verifiable indicators. Okay. Then this is the means of verification. It answers the how. Okay. On the project targets, it answers the what. And of course, you have to have the assumption, or it answers the which one. Okay. Remember what I've told you, the parts of the logical framework before on the previous slide. Okay, so this is putting everything in a one glance. Okay, so this is the logical framework. So the goal, for example, to transform backyard chicken production into a viable enterprise. This is the general goal. So the project target will be transformed. So you just convert it into past tense. Okay, here is the present tense, the active tense of the verb, okay? Because the goal should always be a verb, right? An action word to transform, okay? So the target, project target, you just convert it into a past tense, transform backyard chicken production into a viable enterprise. So that is my project target, or my objectively verifiable indicator. How to do that? How to do that? I have to commercialize all the alternative chicken technology that we developed. I have not reinvented the wheel. It was there already, but I got alternative technologies that are going to be commercialized. When you say commercialized, we have already undergone testing. We have already undergone trial. We have already undergone studies, and this time it has to be commercialized. Okay? Because reviewers need to know the exact wordings, the specific wordings in English term, you know. Yeah, of course, when you do that in Bahasa Indonesia, of course, the evaluators will be knowing also what words are going to use. The assumption, look at this, the farmers will adopt. The assumption is we're going to have the project target if the assumption will be the farmers will adopt the free-range chicken technology, thus increasing their income. This answers the which. Okay. Okay, on the next row, which is the purpose, of course, these are now the specific objectives. Okay, these are now the specific objectives that you have written in on your proposal. Okay, actually, it's just copy and pasting. So you have to prepare first your project proposals, and in the project proposals there will be the title, and then the author, and then the rationale, right? Or the introduction, and then the objectives of the study that are the first part of your papers. You have the general objective and the specific objective. That is the first chapter of the proposal. But taking from the proposal, you have to just cut and paste it on your goal, which is the primary objective, and the purposes will be the specific objectives. Okay, maybe in your proposal you get 3 or 4. So number 1 specific objective is to commercialize the technology of free-range chicken in 2 sites. This time, I'll be doing that in 2 sites with 10 farmers in each site. You see, it is now specific. Remember, you're smart. It must be specific. It must be measurable. This time, it's measurable. It is in 2 sites, okay? It is in 10 farmers, and it must be attainable, okay? And it must be realistic. It must be time-bounded. Remember that always. If you do your specific objectives, okay? So this time, again, you just have to convert your active tense into into a past tense. So commercialized alternative poultry housing technology. That means we are using alternative strains use, alternative brooding technology, ranging technology, alternative feeding technology, alternative poultry breeding technology, and alternative poultry herd. You see, this is more specific this time. Okay, means of verification. The free-range chicken technology will be adopted by 20 farmers and 2 sites. Okay, and of course, the assumption, we could have the target if the farmers will participate and do the technology as being taught by the research team. That means we will capacitate the farmers. You see, it's very clear. If you do the log frame, there is a very easy way to capture what are you going to do, who will do this, what are your objective, what are your targets, how to verify it, and you have the assumption. Okay, so these are the first part of the logical framework. Second, objective. Of course, you have the narrative summary there. To produce green feeds. Okay, so these are examples. To produce green feeds planted. Your Trichantera, Gigantea, Azolla, or use artificial ponds. And of course, the farmers adopted it, especially during the summer months. You see? So if during the summer months, there will be anything that happened to your Madre de Agua or Azolla or any green feeds that could be given to your chickens, well, that's one assumption. And the rest, okay, I will not be discussing anything, but these are the specific objectives. To strengthen the market potential. So we will be having processed free-range chicken byproducts. There will be the available add-on products out of the culled free-range chicken by the local government unit partners, etc. Okay, then another objective is to increase the income. You see, to increase the income of the farmers. Okay, but by adding products produced by at least 20%. You see, you have to put numbers. You have to put numbers because it must be measurable. Because at the end of the project, okay, have you reached the 20% goal? Okay, because they will be asking you, the reviewers will be, is it feasible that you could have the 20% products produced? And to determine also the financial viability. When you say you reach the financial viability, you have to assess also the initial impact of the project beneficiaries. Of course, you have to visit the visible records, okay, while doing the monitoring and evaluation of the project. And of course, the farmers must be also presenting to you the records of production in the project. You see, this is a very clear ways on the logical frame. Of course, then at the end part of the logical framework, you have to put also your project outputs. Okay, the project output is, okay, you have already the inputs, right? The inputs will be the commercialization of the alternative technologies of the free-range chicken production for 20 farmers and 2 sites. Okay, so the project output will be have the role, okay, the rolling out of the different technologies. This is the why. And then how? Okay, what? It will be commercialized technologies. How? It will be adopted by the farmers. And then the assumption will be they will participate fully on the technology adoption being taught by the research team. So the evaluators, if they're going to read your logical framework, the evaluators could see what will happen to the project from the start to the finish, okay, by simply looking at your logical framework. So this is one requirement of having a good proposal to be funded, okay, to be funded. You have to present in, I have presented just in 3 pages, okay, the logical framework, 4 pages, okay, so until the finished one. So you have to finish everything. And then, of course, you put also the activities, okay? The activities will be pre-inception meeting, inception meeting, then commercialization of free-range chicken technologies in Tarlac. Don't worry, participants and attendees, I will be giving to you the copy of my proposal so that you have something to follow later on, because it's really difficult to take in 1 second all these things. But I will give you a copy in PDF form, okay, so that you could just listen. But I tell you, if you just listen, you know, I would like to encourage you that you have to do everything by heart, you know. Heart means H-E-A-R-T, okay? H stands for hearing, okay? When you say hearing, when you listen to the lecture, only 20% is being retained, you know. But if you're going to examine, that means you are reading it like this. We have a presentation, and then you could look at it, you could see it, and you could pick some of it because there are long textuals, okay? So only 20% is being retained. But if you analyze it, oh, okay, the logical framework is really good. You could capture everything that is already included in the research proposal from start to finish. I think this is good. And we need to have this. Of course, the evaluators and the reviewers are really asking you to have the logical framework when you do your research proposal. So that is analysis. That means 60% you retain, okay? And then you remember things, okay? R, from the heart, okay? 90% you retain. When you remember, oh, logical framework, I need to put the why, the what, okay? The how, the which part of the logical framework. When you do memorize it, okay, that these are the basic parts of making a logical framework, 90% you're going to retain it. And of course, T from the heart is transforming. Do it, okay? When you do a project proposal, follow this one, then 100% you're going to apply it, you're going to take it. Well, the retainship on you will be 100%. So remember the heart, colleagues, no? You will be just like us and the next future after finishing your MS and PhD and proposing a proposal, doing a logical framework like this, then of course you will have 100% retainship. So you have to list a part of the logical framework still are the activities that you're going to do, the inputs that you're going to do, means of verification, and assumption. Okay, what to do in the pre-inception and what are the inputs? Of course, in the pre-inception meeting, you need to call on the different farmers that as partners of your project. Okay, you need to be clear on how you're going to select them as a beneficiary of the project. Of course, then you do the inception meeting. Of course, what the things you're going to need, of course, you need cell phone in order to contact them. You need also to prepare the venue. If it's a face-to-face, then you prepare a venue, but now all virtually. So you're going to create a link, give it to them, take their profile, just like what we have done. We take your profile, you take your email, so that we could send you also the link during the meeting. Okay, you prepare also the snacks, if face-to-face, but now virtual snacks, okay? So you how to do it? You prepare a communication. You see, this is the means of verification. You prepare the communication to be sent to the stakeholders to the meeting to be done, okay? And the assumption, it will be successful if the stakeholders have full cooperation. You have to write everything so that when things happen, well, everything happens for a reason. Then if the reviewers or evaluators will say during their monitoring and evaluation on the later part of the research will be what happened, why this program failed, then you could see the assumption. Okay, I'm sorry, the stakeholders doesn't have full cooperation. You see, you put in there, assumption is stakeholders full cooperation. But because of COVID-19, You see, you always have reasons, but you have to write it down in your assumptions. Okay, so inception meeting and then commercialization. This time, the farmers have their own housing units because this is the equity of the farmers. Yes, we're going to give live chicken for them, sorry, but their participation must be they have to have their own housing, they have to provide, they must have also, these are the criteria that we have set for our farmers. They must have to attend a seminar, we have to capacitate them, we have to teach them all the technologies that they're going to adopt in order for the program to be successful. Okay, how? Farmers, okay, they have to build their own housing, stocks will be distributed, and the technology will be adapted to them. You see, what we have done, what we commercialize is not the product, it is the technology that we commercialize. They have to adopt the technology so that they will be successful, because that is what we develop throughout the years. Okay, so for example, if you develop a kit in diagnosing a disease, particularly in your laboratory because you are science-based, or for the IT people, you produce a program, okay, that maybe help the farmers to produce a bigger yield in the farm, okay, and you want the farmers to adopt these technologies, then you have to commercialize it. But before you're going to commercialize, you have already tested it, you have done a lot of studies, because these are the process before commercializing the technology. Okay? It undergoes series of tests. Okay? So, assumption, the farmers will be proactive in participation. And then, of course, another activity will be like this. One by one of the steps to achieve the objectives, okay, you have to list down. Okay? Okay, I think I'll just get some questions later on. Let's go to the second one. The evaluators also and the reviewers will be asking you to produce the project summary. Okay, the project summary will be the short executive summary of the project. Okay, it's a part of the larger document, but it summarizes your long report. Okay, actually, the project summary part, okay, is the first document, okay, that the evaluator will read. If they wanted to, this is already the second topic that we're going to prepare, the project summary. Okay, if the evaluator are very keen to look onto the purpose of your project, the project summary will be the first document that they're going to read. Actually, it's only a 1 to 2 pages document. It consists of an overview, okay, intellectual merits, broader impacts, and it's required to be presented, and it must be clearly defined. Okay, the project summary must be clearly defined. Okay, so what's in there? Okay, okay, it's one of the most important part of the proposal. Okay, and looking at the importance, what's inside of your project summary, this is the best chance that it could grab the interest of the reviewer. Oh, okay, the project summary is written very good. Okay, I could see it that this project will go somewhere else. It will produce a very good impact in the community. It will produce a very good output out of the small inputs that we're going to have. So it could grab the best interest. It could convince them of the importance of your project, of the quality of your project. Okay, so before they read the big proposal. Okay, so these are the things that you could see on the project summary. Okay, so let's see an example. So actually, the project summary is written last if you finish already your project proposal. Why? To avoid inconsistencies. yes, I do the project summary last. So I prepare first the project proposal, and then later on, after having all the things that we needed, we have the project summary written last. Okay, so let's see. Oh, again, it's just copy and paste from your proposal, but it's written this way. First, again, the title, and then the institution you represent, okay? And then the project leader again, it's very important because if you got already your name carved or etched on the research community, oh, this Dr. Beltran already got published a lot of paper, you know, they could easily just approve it if they had already seen your name on it. And the first impression is, this lady or this man or woman got already interest or have done a lot of researches already in this field. Okay, so it's better to include your name there. And of course, again, copy and paste again. You see, but this time, it's not only the objective that is written. It's not only the activities. Remember, the activities are written below your logical framework. You just cut and paste it. The objective are always there because this is the goal or the purpose of your research. This is the why of your research, okay? Then the activities are the list or the strategies that you're going to do. That's why you copy and paste again from your logical framework and put in the second column. And then the outputs, okay? The outputs. Okay, and then the target date of accomplishment. This time, you have the time frame there. When? Remember, it must be time bound. Remember the SMART again. Okay, it must be time bound. Okay, it's not, it's not a big, impossible mission. Yeah, you cannot just say, I wanted to reach the moon in 2 months. You cannot do that because there are a lot of things that you're going to do before you're going to reach the moon. Okay, I wanted to do robotics in 2 months. That's impossible. Okay, that's why you have to put the target date of your accomplishment. And of course, they need to see your budget. How much you're going to spend for this. Maybe you wanted to have a robotics, but it's very expensive. And the budget funding agency cannot afford to fund your research, so they will disapprove your research proposal. Okay, it must be measurable. It must be reliable. Okay, remember always you're smart. Okay, so you put your objectives here. You put your activities, outputs, target date of accomplishment. Usually we put that by quarter. When you say quarter, it's a gradation of 3 months each. Okay, quarter 4 of 2018. Okay, this is a different. Okay. Yes, it is a part of the transforming backyard chicken into a viable enterprise. Okay, so let's just take an example. To increase the breeding stock by 50% at the Tarlac Agriculture University as support to farmers. Of course, when we do support by giving live chickens as a support to women in their backyard farm, you need to have a breeding stocks. Okay, we have it already, but I need to increase it by 50%. You see, it's measurable. So what do? I need to buy a parent stock. Okay, activities, purchase 5 breeds. You see, activities is the purchasing of 5 breeds. So I need to have 5 different colors. I need a black, I need a red, I need a white, I need a brown, I need a barred. Okay, and if I have it already, the parent stock, and raise them for 5 months, they start laying fertile eggs. Then I have to incubate them and to produce a day-old chick, you see, using an artificial or natural incubators. So there is a study again there using an artificial or natural incubators. This is a very simple one, but it creates a very good impact to the lives of the beneficiaries. So these are the outputs. I have 5 breeds. I have divided the house For the line breeding, that means they have a separate houses on each of the different colors, different breeds. And then I have to produce that on 2018. Okay, and the budget need is this. Okay, and of course we have to test the economic viability and doing this. I don't need to expound all the rest because we have a lot. Okay, so you have to put all the objectives there and the activities that you're going to do. Okay, number 5, let's see. To increase income of farmers by producing eggs and value-adding products, at least by 20%. You see, it always got numbers so that you could count, you could measure it. Okay, at the end of the line, have you accomplished your objective? Yes, I have accomplished much more because it's not only 20% that I produce, it's 50%. So you have a very good project outcomes. It has a very good impact to the project deliverables. You see? Oh, production of processed eggs. That means they process also the eggs into a salted egg, into a fermented egg, maybe powdered egg. Okay? It means it increased their income by 20% through processing. That will be done on 2020. Of course, the budget already there. Okay, so these are examples on how to do also your project summary. Okay, to determine the financial viability. Okay, let me see. To determine the financial viability there. Of course, after monitoring and evaluation and seeing the records and the analysis of the project, you need how to have the financial viability. Of course, you have to do a lot of economics computation, like the cost return analysis, the ROI, the net income computation. Of course, you have to monitor the project, and that will be a part on the quarter of 2019. So it's like that. So these are the things that, okay. So these are the things that you're going to do to produce the project summary. And if the evaluators and the reviewers could see this, the project is a very viable one, or it produced a good impact after the project, then they will definitely fund the project. Okay. You could do that also in a study, in a single study. A PhD must have a project, right? Because it doesn't need just one study. So you need to produce a project like this, okay? In MS, maybe just one study is enough. But in PhD, you need to have different study in one project proposal. So you could do something like this. Okay, for the work plan, now, this time, the evaluators also, okay, how to do this? Okay, I want you to articulately and clearly outline the steps needed to achieve the goals and objectives of the project. So they will be asking you again, work plan. So it seems just like a repetitive thing, right? Yes, it is. But all these things, 6 things, they wanted to see individually and proposing your project proposal. So what is a work plan? So you have to outline the steps this time, one by one on your strategies to reach the goal. So it include the tasks, the milestones, deliverables, resources, budgetary estimate, or it could either be a Gantt chart or a timeline. Okay, weaved it all together. Okay, you have to sew this one, okay, so that you could have everything in this in your work plan. Example, okay, this is the work plan schedule. So one by one again, you have to put activity number 1. Okay, so they will check that. Okay, activity number 1, you have finished it. When they monitor you, activity number 2, okay, this is the thing that is added in there. You have to put the starting date, you have to put the completion date, and the duration of your project. So a standard in 2020, for example, it will be finished in 2 years, for example, that is a duration of 24 months. So it is measurable. It is time bound. Okay, could you finish that in 2 years? And PhD, could you do that in 1 year time? Could you do that in 6 months time? That's why you have the time bound there and the smart if you do the objectives. Okay, so these are the included things in there for the reviewers and evaluator to look up to: the starting date, the completion date, and the duration of the study, and of course the activities. You have to put there activity number 1, activity number 2, and of course the major and the sub-activities. And this time you have to include the anticipated result and who will do the work, and of course the resources needed. And you have to put your schedules of activities. It could either be in quarter. If you have 2 years, then you have to divide into quarters. Okay, and then of course you have the last column there, which is the remarks. Again, from the full research proposal that you have made, you have to copy and paste again the different activities to be included in your work plan schedule. This is the third one. Okay, in order to have a research and having a research management skill. Okay, how to manage your research will be doing like this, so that everything will be in proper places, everything will be polished up. Every activity that you're going to do, it is already numbered, and you got the sub-activity, anticipated result, who will do that, how much, and when. Okay, so so again, it's put in there. You have just, I know some young people are better than me in doing infographics, right? But these are the things that it's needed to be seen in your work plan. Okay, your work plan schedule. So I'll just put there who, research team, because the research team already seen on the first part that you have done, the logical framework, remember? And also in your proposal, you have already the researchers that are there. So you put the research leader, you have the assistant research leader, and then members of the team. I always encourage you to include, if you are not a mathematical person and there is an inclusion of economic data there, you have to put an economic person in there. Okay, because I don't know how to compute all the BCR, the cost income analysis. I always include an economics major in my team, because that will be her or his responsibility later at the end of the proposal. Okay, if you wanted, because the best thing now is a collaborative research. Okay, especially we got a collaborative researchers also from abroad. Okay, then of course, it doesn't matter how many are you in the research team. At least they are contributing a very good contribution to your project in order to have your outcomes or your objectives goals to be done. Okay, it doesn't matter. Some researchers have 10 authors because they have their own different respective roles to do in order to finish the objective. Well, to be safe, I just put their research team because we do works together. It's really good to sit down together, because if you could see work plan like this, well, it reduces, it increases teamwork. Yeah, it increases collaboration, cooperative efforts of the research team. You don't have to talk a lot already as the research manager. You just give them the work plan, and then you put their name, particularly on the responsible person. Then they have to do that because it's already included in the project proposal. Okay, so these are parts of the work plan. So you have to put the activity again, the anticipated results, responsible person, resources, and the time allotted. Okay, the Gantt chart. Okay, the Gantt chart, of course, this is only a graphical depiction of the project schedule. Okay, this is a bar chart that shows what's going to happen from the start to finish. Okay, it's made up of different elements. So it includes also the resources, the milestone, the tasks, and dependencies. Why it is named as Gantt? It comes from Henry Gantt. It is an American mechanical engineer which designed first the chart. That's why it is named after him. Okay, and we call that the Gantt chart. Okay, so making the Gantt chart, of course, you know that already. I think everybody of you, new and old researcher, must know how to use the Gantt chart. That means, again, cutting and paste again what is in the work plan and putting it in a chart. Okay? Okay? So it's just like this. You will produce better than ours, you know. I'm already old, so you see, coordination and planning. So you just put a shadow on it. So giving you the time frame. Okay. So this is only an example. The MOA means the Memorandum of Agreement, signed because in order to have your project fund, it must have to be sealed by a Memorandum of Agreement so that everything you do will be legal. Okay, then fund transfer, you have to put everything in here. Okay, that means you have already your program funded, so fund transfer, and then procurement process of all the needed materials, laboratory equipments that you have done. You do a lot of purchase requests. You do a lot of things that you need to be delivered in your laboratory. If you need some infrastructure or repair, then you have to do that also. Delivery of equipments, delivery of supply, liquidation, inauguration, operationalization, then yeah, that's it. That means when you say operationalization, that means the conduct of your study in order to have your objectives done or answered. Okay, so this is a very simple way of presenting your contract. Okay. Okay, so what are the importance of Gantt chart? Okay, so know what's going on to the project. So you see everything related to the project in a single place already. What you have done, okay, I have done with this. That means including the administration, including the meeting of the farmers, the planning session, the permits that you're going to do, you know, the seal of the partners, the partnership, the communication, the team cohesion, etc. So the Gantt chart, you see, you could improve communication with the project team. Okay, because giving them already the Gantt chart. Okay, guys, this is the work plan and the Gantt chart. This is your assignment. Okay, so it gives you a better communication if you're going to present, because maybe most of the team members will say, oh, what shall I'm going to do the project? I don't know my role. What shall I do? Then giving them the work plan and the Gantt chart, 86%, you know, lacks fail because of lack of communication. But if you have the Gantt chart and the work plan, it will improve the communication among the team member. So it also avoid resource overload. Okay, so the use of resources effectively, you don't have to request a lot of things that you don't need. Okay, etc., etc. So another one is you could measure the progress of the project. You could just go to your Gantt chart and ask yourself, monitor and evaluate yourself. Have I finished activity number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4? So it could measure the progress of your research. And if things fails, you could just do a lot of changes. What's lagging behind in my schedule? What? Huh? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm talking to my technical because my other laptop was, you know, back down. So I'm using another laptop, you know. there are really things happening if during the virtual or online. But thankfully, I'm not lagging. Are we still there? I don't know if you're still there. Are we
Yeah.
still connected?
Yeah, we still
Yeah, we're still
Okay.
here.
clearly.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, and then another importance of the Gantt chart is we see overlapping activities and task dependencies. Okay, when you say task dependencies, okay, you have to depend on the worker that you assigned. Okay, you are given the task to do this, and you are also expected to do the deliver the outputs. So you have to be dependent with each other and the scheduled things or the scheduled activity. So these are the importance of Gantt chart. Another one is to experience more clarity. So you see the progress of the task and then helping one another in the project. You develop a better understanding and you see the progress and the updates of your project if you could see that on your Gantt chart. And of course, the better time management. Okay, are we hitting the objective? You know, we got only 2 years on the project timeline. Are we having delays, or are we going to have changes? And then, you know, we have to understand the doctor like this because she got COVID infection, so somebody will take over her place like that. So you got a better time management. And then you work with remote team members, and especially during COVID times like these, uh, if you're going to work remotely, and we could motivate them, and you could see the progress and what lies ahead. Okay, and of course, you have to create a sense of accountability. You could track progress. You could highlight also the big wins and some major failures. Okay, you could say, okay, the farmers are really adopting the technologies, you know, and one highlighting big wins, I will be giving prices to in order to, you know, in order to encourage more production, better production management to the farmers. I'm going to give a prize who will produce the biggest chicken in 6 months. You see, so you have to highlight the big wins. And then major failure. Okay, you see my laptop bug downs. I have you know, got all my pictures erased to, you know, to clarify the objectives that we have done. But you know, my 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 laptop bogged down. So that's one major failure. So you could do changes. Okay, you better, you know, you have to better store in email. You have to send me on my email too. That's the best way to store some of your data. Then I could have on my USBs. I have my external drives. I have to back up on another computer like that. So I have to have it on CD. You know, be very careful with that, because one experience of mine is like that. You know, I have only, because I am only a student, I don't have much money before. So I have only one computer and I only store in my computer. And then one time, you know, it bugs down. So, oh my goodness. So please take note of that. You have to store all your data and many different types of storing your data. You could send it to cloud this time. You could send it to your many more, to your, how do you call that, the Dropboxes, many more. Okay, so it also boosts flexibility. Okay, and then promotes transparency. Of course, it shows the details. So it shows also the member tasks or milestones. So you can have the workload. So this is another presentation on how to do timeline, except the Gantt chart. If it really depends on the reviewer, if they will be asking you, give me a timeline, then give you a timeline like this. This is one of the example of giving a very good timeline. This is only an example, okay? So January, coordination, then I was signing on February, like that. MOA requirements in February, it will be signed on March, fund transfer on April, procurement process on May, building construction repair on June. So you could see the timeline. If the reviewers will see like this, oh, they will say, oh, this researcher is very efficient, you know. He got already his plans, he got already her or his activities intact, and it has to be followed in this time. Okay, so, okay, they will see you if you could present your timeline or Gantt chart in a better way than textual thing. You see the importance of infographics like this? But if you're going to write this in a long textual form, oh my goodness, it will be boring. Okay, so you learn to present uh, your Gantt chart and your timeline in infographics like this. So year two, this time the farmers already adopted, or they're already given their chickens to, to test if they have adopted the technology and improve their lives. So these are the timeline on year two. And then until the end, you will see write-ups there. Okay. You see it's being divided by 3 months, four quarters in a year. So they could easily look at it. And if you put the different colors on it, it really depends on you. You are better than me because I'm already old. I'm just adjusting, to the to the times. I'm really learning also to do all these things, but it could be done. It could be done. So at the end of the timeline, so you're already in your year two, you have to put these things, right? Ups, presentation and publication and terminal report. All your MS and PhD project proposals must have timelines like this, so that your advisors, the advisory committee, your reviewers and evaluators will be, very good on giving comments on you if they could see your very good timeline on your project research. Of course, the budgetary requirements, okay? The budget, of course, from the word budgetary requirements, you know that already. Money, okay? So what is included in the budget? Okay, your personal services, it includes the salaries, wages, and honorarium, your MOAE, okay, your travel, communication, okay, your maintenance and operating expenses. Maintenance, what is the other? Oh, the operating expenses. It includes the travel, communication, supplies. It could be agriculture and office supplies, and the contract of labor. You see, the contract of labor is not included in the personal services. It is included in the MOE. And then equipment outlay and administrative costs. If you are part of an organization, they will be asking you that. Okay, so example, you see, this is the source of fund. This is the funding agency. This is your agency. Okay, and this is the summary. The first part of the budgetary estimate is the summary of your budget. Okay, so remember I got 5 million of the project. So it is divided into personnel, salaries. This is the salary per quarter, and the year one total and year two, and the total honoraria also. Okay, honorarium of the project team, salaries of the workers of the project, and then MOAE. It of course it's divided into travel, and they have to put everything in them. You have to put the subtotal, and then the equipment outlay, you have also to put the subtotal, and a maximum of 10% of the admin cost. It really depends on the organization. Sometimes it's only 5%, sometimes it's 8%, sometimes it's only 10%, and then the total. Then, of course, there is, the check and balance of these things. I'm not good on these things, but you could do that in Excel form. The Excel application, then it's easily, you could count all the numbers in here. And then, of course, you got the summary of all your budgetary estimates there. The next one will be, of course, the allocation on the different parts, on the different worksheet parts. Like, for example, the personnel, or this time. This time, you could list the personnel and the specific monetary wages or salary, etc. The number per per number of person, number of month or per day, percent of time allotment, and it could be divided by quarter. You know, this is one of the most taxing area in doing a project research, especially me. I'm not an accountant. I don't have much, inclination on numbers. I really hate this one. But you need to do this because they will be asking you how much. Okay, and the personnel, it must not be more than 25% of the total budget allocation. Of course, this is not more than 25%. I got 5 million, so this is less than 25%. It will be okay. So remember that, it has to be less than 25% of the total budget allocation. Okay, then it has to be, you have to put all the names. Okay, this is prepared by myself because I'm the project leader. It has to be certified by your accountant, and it has to be approved by the head of the agency. Okay, your rector or your president, okay, or the head of the agency. Then you have also to do the details, also your MOEE, your travel, your communication, your supplies. The supplies got two. It could either be agricultural supply or the office supplies. Okay, this is a very taxing one, and you have to divide it into quarter. When are you going to spend all the monies that you are asking? Okay, is that in quarter one, quarter two? This is a very taxing one, but I know you can do that. Okay, office supply is there. And then other labor and wages, it is included. What is the other labor and wages that's not included in the personal services? It's emergency labor and job orders. Okay, because you need emergency labor, you need job orders. Okay, so these are some of the details of the MOEE. Okay, so we finish it already. I think we have, let me go back. Oh, wait. Okay. How could I go back? There you go. Okay. You see, others labors are there. Okay, and some admin costs. Okay, so next. Okay, so we got the few, and then the last one will be the project briefer. I hope, just cut me if not. Am I on time? My moderator, I'm still on time.
Actually, time is over, but
okay. I'll make
2 minutes
I will make
again.
it fast. Okay, I will make it fast.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so this, okay, the project briefer. Okay, this is also the last part, and it communicate also all the project approaches and process this time. Okay, so I'll just give you. So it includes already the project goal method. This is also a cut and paste from your proposal. Okay, I'll just give you the amount of time. Okay, so the financial indicators also is very important. The cost and return analysis, financial flow, return investment, BCR, etc. Okay, so this is a project briefer. Okay, example only. So anyway, I will give you some samples of it. No worries. Okay, so that even in a glance. Okay, so it's also include everything in there. Okay, yeah, financial indicator. You have the financial analysis, cost and benefit analysis, etc., etc. And this is a part of the project briefer. So in summary, everything must be done. Okay, from the logical framework, project summary, work plan, Gantt chart, or timeline, budgetary requirement, and the project brief. So it's really difficult. It's not easy to make a very good, efficient management skill on your research. But if we begin to say, I cannot do it, then you cannot do it. But if we begin to say, I can, then we can do it. A journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. That comes from a Chinese person. So thank you very much. If you got any question, I could answer some of the question. And this is my email. If not, I'll give you the materials. I have already given to each. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Beltran.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Maria. And then today.
I could stop sharing already, no?
Okay. You can stop. Okay, and the next session is a Q&A, a question and answer. So we already have 2 questions in our form.
Okay.
And before that, maybe some of participant, we have about 147 participants. Maybe one of you want to ask directly to Professor Beltran. Any of you, maybe if you want to ask directly, you can click the raise hand button. Okay,
Only
maybe
two
I.
things. Only two things. It's either they don't understand or they know everything already.
Yes, yes. Uh, there are a lot of students from bachelor, doctoral, and master degree. And maybe I just read the question from the form. This is the first question is from Miss Salma Izati Binti Sinar from uh, UITM. Maybe are there any Miss Salma? Do you want to ask directly, or I just read the
Read the
question?
question.
Okay, okay. I try to read. Okay, the question is, good evening, doctor. For student which very new to the field, never experienced any research of that specific field, how would you advise us regarding estimate the time bound for us to outline the Gantt chart?
Okay. If
Okay.
you are not yet if you are first time in doing research, well, first and foremost, you need to identify what area. According to your expertise, what are you going to do? Okay, that will create impact later on in making your research proposal. So yeah, evaluate yourself. Well, what is my field of specialization, so that I will not fail, so that you are already told or equipped with the knowledge, okay, and the methodologies that you're going to do. What do you want to propose in your research proposal? Yeah, that's the most important thing. What are your interests? What are your qualifications that could fit you? Or if not, maybe you got some trainings already, then maybe you could use that. What gaps should I need to do? Because I need this. I need to answer some things that I need to know. Okay, then according to your qualification, according to your interest, that's the first thing that you're going to have your proposal.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Beltan. I hope the answer can answer your question. And then the second question is from Muhammad Alif Naim from University Kuala Lumpur. Hello, Mr. Alif, are you there? Do you want to ask directly? The time is going to evening, so maybe the energy uh,
It's going down.
missing. Yes. So okay, I will read it, the question. This question is not directly for this presentation. I would like to know what is the fund resources for PhD student to conduct research in Philippines.
Ah,
University. Uh,
okay.
yes.
We got a lot. We got
Yeah.
a lot of funding agencies because all the researches are anchored in a national research agenda.
Mm.
So, and all these research agenda are given to the different respective funding agency. It really depends on the specialization that we're going to do. So if you are engaged in science, you could submit your research request to the Department of Science and Technology. If you are engaged in academic, you could submit your proposals to the Commission on Higher Education. If you are engaged on some bigger amount of to fund some niche research, you could submit that to the the PICARD, okay, the University of the Philippines in Los Baños, the PICARD office. And if you are doing some basic research, okay, you could do that, and you could submit that at the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Agricultural Research. So we have really an organization funding researches. So if they will see your proposal is really worth funding for, then they will fund for it. It could either be basic, it could be either be a commercialized one, it could be a production one. So in every agricultural research, it could either be in fishery and crops, in livestock and poultry. It could either be climate change mitigation, everything. It could be diseases, uh,
Okay.
everything. We have a direct organization funding the research.
Okay. Are there any opportunity to from not from a Philippine student because he is from Malaysia or maybe student from another country like Indonesia? Are there any opportunity also to get the fund?
The fund.
Yes.
We first you must do a collaborative research. You
Mm.
must be partnering with a state university like ours, or any private university, or an NGO or non-government organization, or non-government association, or you could work with a lot more organization. They could not just give you fund without partnership with this. So it's better we create a collaborative work on research. Just like us,
Mm.
we have a strong collaboration with you,
Okay.
right? That's why we
Yes.
have a memorandum of agreement. So
Mm.
in student research and faculty research and publications. Myself, I'll just give you an example. I have a very good active partnership with the Brawijaya University.
Okay.
So I'm involved in the researches in the College of Veterinary Medicine. We do a lot of publications now. So we get a collaborative research. So I brought a lot of things coming from the Philippines, since we don't have any laboratory equipments to process all of this. I brought it to the Brawijaya University. So we got a partnership on research, publication, and even citations that will give you a very good impact. So you see there, we are now have QS Star ranking and the higher education impact ranking, because we have
Yeah.
very good researchers.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So it's more opportunity if we have a collaborating.
Yes,
Uh,
that's the first thing you're going to do,
mm.
collaboration.
Yes, yes, that's true. And then maybe the any of participant have any question? Another question maybe?
Can I have a question?
Huh? Do you have a question for me?
No, the
Oh, okay, okay,
participants.
okay, okay. For the participant. Okay, okay, okay.
Have you learned something out of the lecture? Have you learned something out of the lectures? Yeah, can I hear your voices?
Yeah. There's Mr. Muhammad Naim. Yes, please open your mic and answer.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, thank you. Any more questions?
Mr. Alif.
Yeah.
We cannot hear
Yeah,
you.
Mr. Ali said he's in bed, so
Oh, okay,
maybe
okay, okay.
he's sick. That's why. And he said, yes, absolutely. They got very clear.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. That will be a very good encouragement to us,
Mm.
speakers like us, wanted also to have some proof that we are really delivering our lectures well. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Very clear. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Alif. Okay, next, if there didn't done any question, maybe can I ask one question, Dr.
Yes.
Pilton?
Yes,
Okay.
of course,
Uh,
Nova.
Yeah, you have already shared a lot of experience about your research, and you are a senior researcher also.
I
And what
do.
do you think about this situation, this pandemic? Do you think there are any different problem between research in during in pandemic and normal normal situation?
Of
What the very different situation, what the problem, and how to face it?
Yes, of course, pandemics like this, we got some limitations, just like us. If you wanted to have a face-to-face uh, cooperation with the farmers, you cannot do that because it's being limited by the infection. But, but do not stop doing research even in pandemics like this, because the value of having a research doesn't go down at all. This is a one gauge of being a good university, to improve yourself, to uplift your career. If you don't do research, you will not go elsewhere. So I encourage you, even in pandemics like this, you continue to do research. You continue to do to solve gaps that you could see. You could continue to resolve some problems that you could see. Yeah, even in COVID times like these, because the value of doing research doesn't go down. It will lift you up always. Career-wise, individual-wise, institution-wise, organization-wise, country-wise, okay, university-wise, you will go up. Okay, that is our experiences.
And what the big problem that you get when
During this time?
yes.
Yeah, we could not deliver the outcomes in due time, because sometimes the delivery of the things we need got delays. So the results also got delays. Okay, these are the things that are common in doing research like this. And you cannot sometimes do immediate results that you need, because you are limited to come face to face working together.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the lab. So those are the problems that we always meet. But anyway, we continue to do it. Okay, increase your commitment, your participation, and you resist and love to do research. Yeah.
Okay. That's very okay. Okay, that's amazing information and very interesting. And we have a comment from the participant. Yes, we learned a detailed flow of managing research and getting funding. And someone said that we usually use this kind of chart of for timetable, but we she already know that the name is Gantt chart.
Yeah.
Also with me, I actually also use that chart, but I don't know what the name. and
Yeah.
and now we
It's
know.
Gantt chart.
Okay.
It's Gantt chart.
Yeah, that's okay. I've learned that we need to plan to our research and miscommunication among team member, especially using the Gantt, so the flow will go smoothly. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much. And are there any question again? Maybe. I think that's no question again. If there are any question, maybe.
May I ask
Okay.
something?
Okay. Bu Ika Oktavianawati.
Ibu
Yes.
Yashinta.
Yes,
Ika.
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 My name is Ika.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Beltran, for your explanation. It's very clear and interesting.
Thank you.
I'm interested in your background. May I ask about your background?
Okay, because
Yes.
when I was introduced, there are some things that it's not, yeah. I am a veterinarian by profession.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
I see your profile, so that's why I want to ask. It's so many degrees there. So
yes,
what is your ideas actually? What's your
okay,
objectives? So there are so many degrees in your profiles. Thank
yeah.
you.
It's online anyway. It's inline. So I finished veterinary medicine as my undergrad. I got my MS in tropical veterinary medicine in James Cook University. And then I finished my PhD in animal science. And then I was a Fulbright scholar and went to the Iowa State University in College of Veterinary Medicine for my postdoc. And now, of course, I do a lot now of training young researchers also, because I did a lot of research since then. I was involved when I was still young. I took up the challenge of being a researcher. Actually, I really love doing research. And then, of course, I got some publications already. And I got my professorship in my university because I teach at Tarlac Agricultural University since then. I am an academician. That's why I rose from the ranks, from instructor to assistant professor to associate professor to professor, and now a full-fledged professor. And I'm no more the dean of the college. I was the longest dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine for almost less than 20 years. I was now promoted as the vice president for research extension and training at my university. And of course,
Congratulations.
yeah, I was very active in doing collaboration. So we got our collaboration in Iowa State, where I did my postdoc, and of course, in some US university also, doing veterinary studies like the Michigan State. And we also have collaboration with the veterinary schools in Asia. We are very active in the Asian Association of Veterinary Schools in Asia. That's where I learned about the different colleges in Indonesia, like Brawijaya University, Erlangga, Bogor University, because we have a one group there. And then that's why we collaborate with each other, not only in Indonesia, but in other Asian countries like, Japan, Myanmar, Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan. Yeah, all Asian countries, we have a very good collaboration, including research and training. So I was also commissioned as a trainer with our Department of Agriculture due to the alternative technologies that we develop in the university, particularly on poultry and goat. So my heart is with the farmers. So I usually wanted to do research that produces a very good impact onto the farmers' lives, because that's the one that really, that's really have a felt in my heart, improving their lives socially and economically. So I'm going to retire soon in 2 years' time, but still I'm very involved in doing a lot of lecturing internationally, also in local. That's it. That's my background.
Thank you so much. Maybe next time if you visit ITS
Yeah.
in Indonesia,
Where is
maybe
an
we
where,
can
where
meet
is ITS anyway, in Malang?
in Surabaya.
Surabaya.
Yeah, I'm always there. In
Yeah,
Malang,
in
it's
Juanda. Yeah, at
yeah,
Juanda
the Juanda
Airport.
International
Yeah,
Airport.
yes.
I always visit Erlangga in
Okay.
Brawijaya. I was their visiting professor. I stay there 1 month every year.
Okay.
Yeah, so they fetch me at the airport and stay there and teach the undergrads, and teach also the faculty, share knowledge. And of course, I do a lot of, uh, their publication, do a lot of research,
Review.
editing
Oh, yeah.
in their publication. So that's why you get a lot of partnership in their publication.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Bu Ika, and for the
Terima kasih.
yeah, terima kasih. Yeah, ITS is not far from Juanda. Hopefully,
Yeah,
after finish this pandemic, we can meet soon.
of course. Yeah, I like salak because we don't have salak here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that salad.
tropical
Yeah,
food.
yeah,
Okay.
tropical food.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I think this is the time it's over. So I will finish this session, and I hope all the participants can understand and take some lesson and knowledge from Dr. Beltran. She is very senior researcher,
Very
so
senior.
and have a lot of experience, and I hope from this topic and we can and all of you, maybe the participant can improve your research management skill and going smoothly for the research, and
Yeah.
for the student have can finish the study faster maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I will finish our session, and thank you very much for Dr. Maria Asuncion Beltran for the very awesome presentation. And I apologize if I have something lacking in moderating this session.
No,
See
you're
you.
right. You're all
Yeah,
right.
see you next time, and I will going give this time to MC today, Miss Jacinta. Thank you. Or maybe Dr. Beltran have the last I mean last
Message?
yeah, last speech
Yeah, I
for
just want
closing.
yeah, I just want to thank ITS for including me in this R2CEP program. And thank you for choosing me as one of your speaker. I hope I deliver something that you learn from it. And I hope to continue collaborating with ITS and with my university also. So I hope you learned something from the lecture, and thank you very much for staying with me till the end.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay, time is for you, Miss Jacinta. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you, Dr. Asuncion Beltran, for the excellent presentation, and also thank you for the Ibu Nova for as the moderator. And I would like to give a token of appreciations, please, for the operator slides. We would like to give the certificate to Dr. Asuncion Beltran to become our guest speaker today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We will be very honorable to have you as our guest speaker.
Thank you. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. For the next slides, please. We would like also to give the certificate to the moderator, Ibu Nova Maulidina Asuri MSI.
Yeah, thank you.
Contributions.
Okay, thank you. Terima kasih juga.
Okay. Please go on to the next slide. For the other participants, please remind that we will have another session for the sciences stream on Thursday, June 3rd on 7 to 9 p.m. That will be given by Dr. Natarianto Indrawan, Department of Energy, USA. I thought it because it is the speaker is from the USA, so the difference time is quite a lot, 12 hours at 7 p.m. at the US. Well, it is 7 a.m. at the US. Well, in our Indonesian time is about 7 p.m. in the evening.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We would like to have a photo sessions. Please, for all the participants to turn on your camera. Pak Seno, please take picture of us. Minta tolong difoto, Pak. Please wait for a moment. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, another occasions. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you for all the participants, and please leave on the meeting sessions if you would like to. We will end the sessions. For the hosts, please end the session.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Pak.
much.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Thank
Goodbye,
you,
Dr.
Dr.
Beltran.
Beltran.
See you
Thank you.
on the next
Thank you.
session.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
all participant. Thank you,
Terima
organizing
kasih.
committee. Terima
Thank
kasih.
you. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Dr.
Bye.
Asuncion.